accused.
A former Baldwin Wallace student agreed to a plea bargain to avoid a possible life sentence for murder. If Judge Michael Russo agrees, Adam Gatos will spend the next 3 years in prison for the death of his fraternity brother, Brent Jones. Gatos pleaded guilty today to involuntary manslaughter. Police say he hit Jones so hard during a fight that Jones eventually died. Sentencing is set for next month.
This is the first time ever that these parents have spoken to any audience about the loss of their son who died as a result of violence and a fight, just a fight, on a college campus not far from here called Baldwin Wallace. He was an honors student, a 3.7 GPA, soon to be accepted to veterinary school, a member of a fraternity called Sigma Phi Epsilon. And it was just a fight. The person that threw the lethal blow, Adam Gatos, graduated from Gilmore Academy. Uh-oh, that's not a public school, that's a private school. Gilmore Academy. He's a track athlete at Baldwin Wallace College. An argument breaks out, and he throws that punch thinking that a fight is just a fight and there's nothing that could happen other than I proved my manhood. Well, it was more than that. And you see, once you scramble an egg, you can't unscramble it. We have no possible way to predict the consequences of behavior in the future. It could be just a push or a shove, and then someone falls and hits their head on the curb, and that could be it. It's about you, and it's about our Creator, and what we need to stand against.
I'm a high school Spanish teacher. I've been teaching 31 years at Mount Vernon High School. Spanish Club Advisor, National, or the Honor Society, Spanish Club Advisor, active member of our churches.
So I'm a fiscal officer for Knox County Head Start. I'm also a Gideon. I don't know whether you know what a Gideon is or not, but we're people who pass out Bibles. And we miss Brent dearly, and we hope to help someone today to understand that violence doesn't pay.
Graduation. Talk to us about his decision to go to Baldwin Wallace and how excited you were to the point you were contemplating building your after-retirement plans with working with him.
We were so pleased when he chose Baldwin Wallace, not only because we really liked the campus and we felt comfortable there, but we thought he would be safer there. And so we just felt very fortunate that he had chosen Baldwin Wallace. My plans were to retire when Brent graduated from veterinary school, which would have been last spring. Brent was due to be married in June. He died February 1st and was due to have been married June 18th. I was going to retire and help at the clinic and help with grandkids and had our future all mapped out.
What most grandparents would think about. Tell us about the phone call you got late in the night.
Well, I was beside the phone, and Heidi was frantic. She said, "You've got to
His fiance, Heidi.
His fiance said, "You have to get here right now." And Brent's been hurt, and we could tell that it was serious, but we didn't think anything about potential death. So we hopped in our car, and it's a 2-hour drive to Baldwin Wallace.
It was snowing really
And
hard.
it was snowing a little bit. That slowed us down. And then while we were in transit, the nurse got on the line and said, "Hurry up and get here. He needs you." And then we realized that it was very serious and life-threatening. And when we got there, Brent was in a coma, and he didn't, for some reason, look that bad to me. But they assured us that he'd been beaten severely. And we just prayed and hoped that he would wake up but he never did. 2 weeks later, he passed away.
After he passed, what happened with Adam Gatos?
Okay, well, he was arrested, obviously. They were in the same fraternity. They actually didn't know each other all that well because Adam was a newer member of the fraternity. But yes, he was a fraternity brother, yes. Adam was charged with murder, and it takes a long time for these things to come through the courts. It took like nearly a year, actually. Year and a half, well, year and a half maybe. We were ready to go to trial. We had been told all along that a murder conviction is very hard to get, that you have to be able to prove intent to kill. And we don't know that that was his intent. I really have a feeling it probably was not. However,
The boy had a very short fuse,
Right.
and he had a very violent temper, and it could be that he just, being drunk, he lost it.
yeah.
Tonight, a former Baldwin Wallace College student has learned his punishment for causing the death of a fraternity brother. A judge sentenced 21-year-old Adam Gatos to 3 years in prison. Gatos had pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter in the death of Brent Jones. Berea police say a fight over a girl at a fraternity house last year led to Jones's death. Today, Jones's mother and his fiancée and her family got the chance to say a few words to Gatos before the sentencing.
The senseless act of violence that took his life, in essence, has taken ours as well. The entire family has been traumatized emotionally, physically, and spiritually. No one should ever have to bury their child, especially as a result of such a hideous crime.
Jones was a biology student who had planned to become a veterinarian. Gatos cannot apply for release.
We did end up taking a plea bargain for involuntary manslaughter with a guarantee of 3 years of incarceration for Adam.
When people are engaged in violence, it's not just the people that they're engaged with, whether it be a fight or hostile, violent words, that also not only impacts that person, but people you don't see. So here we have parents, we have a fiance, we have grandparents, on and on.
What we have learned through Brent is that no one is safe from this. Our son and the community we grew up in and our family was so far removed from anything remotely like this kind of violence. And it happened to him, and primarily because of alcohol and impaired judgment. I would advise that you always be aware of your surroundings. If you find yourself in a situation that looks like it could become violent or dangerous, get out of there. If you recognize violent tendencies or behavior in yourself or in your friends or other acquaintances, try to get that person some help. Go to anyone, go to a clergy member, go to your parent, go to a coach, You can't just brush this off as like, oh, he just has a bad temper or something, just like a phase, you know, when he matures, he'll be okay or she'll be okay, because it's not always just guys. You have to take it seriously. And you never know, just by going for some advice on how to help someone in that situation, you never know. You might be saving another young person's life, and there might not be another situation like Brent Jones with that person.
I think the most important thing is just to steer clear of those type of situations. When you see people becoming rowdy and violent and drunk, get away from them, because trouble is just bound to come from it.
Okay.
Just avoid it in the first place.
Okay. Thank you.